8 o'clock. Let's go.
Knock this out.
Monday, April 8th, 2019, regular session of Anamosa City Council and City Hall Council Chambers. 1.0 roll call.
Rich,
Here.
Kay,
Here.
John,
Here.
Rod,
Here.
Cody,
Here.
Betty.
Here.
2.0 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Three motion to approve the minutes from the following meeting, March 25th, 2019, regular council meeting.
So moved. Second.
First by Rich, second by Cody. Any changes or anything? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
4.0 public hearings none. 5.0 presentations none. 6.0 proclamations none. Council action items. 7.0 community betterment. 7.1 discussion and possible action on second reading of ordinance rezoning of property located in the Meadow Ridge 8th edition from 8 R1 single family residential to 2 R2 multifamily residential.
Move to approve.
Second.
First by Betty, second by Kay.
Jacob, can you just confirm or clarify? We talked about the structures being able to conform to setback requirements of the identified lots. Will this zoning permit a structure to encompass 2 lots if the center line of the structure is on the center line of the 2 lots? Does that make sense?
So this, I think it would, I guess I'm not sure how, the current, multifamily housing was permitted if that wouldn't be allowed.
R2 allows for 0 lot line, if that's what you're talking about.
But you can have in a sense, a 2-unit dwelling on a single lot as long as the structure maintains the side or adjacent setback requirements.
Yes.
You could get to a 4-unit or greater if you put the center of the structure on the center line, the property line of 2 adjacent lots.
Yes.
Is that permitted?
If the
under
lot
this?
sizes were big enough, yeah, theoretically, yeah.
Okay.
Would that be what, like Rod, then just like a fourplex then?
In a sense, yes. Yeah. Or 6, I guess whatever size of the individual residence per se, times whatever, can still maintain the, is it 8-foot setback requirement?
I'm not sure what the exact setbacks are in the multifamily, would be, I'd have to look that up, but. I mean,
Or 8 on,
it's
they're
8 on
8
each,
on the
si-
side.
8 on the sides, but the
Yes,
front
8
and
on the
rear
side.
vary between the different districts, so, yeah.
I guess that's different, cause somebody was worried about apartments, that would be 2-story then, wouldn't be,
Yeah.
I guess it would be different.
It's to my understanding, they're gonna be like the condos on, is it Dakota? There, that there'll be 2, he told me there would be 2 with basements, kind of on the, like, $200,000-300,000 price ranges. So that they're to be nice and,
Any further discussion? This is a roll vote.
John,
Yes.
Rod,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Betty,
yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Kay.
Yes.
7.2, discussion and possible action on third reading of ordinance amending chapter 69 of the city code parking regulations.
Move to approve.
First,
Second.
first by Rich, second by John. And it's also a roll vote.
Rod,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Betty,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
7.3, discussion and possible action on second reading of ordinance amending chapter 92 and 99 of the Anamosa City Code to restructure water and sewer rates to finance improvements to utility infrastructure.
Move to approve.
Second.
First by Rich, second by Kay. And any discussion? And it's a roll vote.
Cody,
Yes.
Betty,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rod.
Yes.
7.4, discussion and possible action on first reading of ordinance amending chapter 74 of the city code golf carts and UTVs and chapter 75 of the city code ATVs and snowmobiles to 1, separate the regulations of golf carts from the regulations of UTVs. 2, separate the regulations of ATVs from the regulations of snowmobiles and merge the regulations of ATVs and UTVs.
So they will not have to have a slow-moving vehicle sign.
There's two versions in your packet. I don't have it pulled up on my computer because it's acting up. I think version one has those, the slow-moving vehicle sign requirement.
And the other one does not. All right, I think the first one does not, and the second one might.
Yeah. Option 2, I think, has them.
Yeah.
Okay, so option two,
I just didn't
My-
check, the version 2 is the one without,
okay.
that we were sent. And version 1 is the one with the slow moving.
Yeah, see,
But
Option-
that may
option-
not correlate with what was written on top of yours.
yeah, our option 2 has the canopy or roll cage, bicycle safety flag attached or slow moving. That's our
Okay.
option 2.
What you were sent was separated from within the packet where there was handwritten on top, so they may not correlate right.
Ours says option 2, just, which is vice versa of what yours is, so.
But if in the council packet, option 2 has that requirement, then the only difference between that and the other option is that it doesn't.
So,
What would be the pros and cons of either way?
Just, I mean, from my perspective, it's really increased visibility and therefore safety, but, and probably, I mean, I know there's examples of other things, you know, mopeds or whatnot, that may not have to have those sorts of things, but that was my only thought, and it wasn't clear from our discussion, so I wanted to make sure it was available for discussion,
and
but,
the county one does not require,
no.
Which the county one doesn't have parked cars, pedestrians, you know what I mean? When you're making regulations for the county, I'm not opposed to having them a little bit different for the city because of just, we do have parked cars, pedestrians, you know, obviously it's that.
I make the motion, we go with option one, just to stay in line with, the rest of everything else that's out for the other communities.
I'll second it.
First by Cody, second by Rich to go with option one.
And can you confirm that these vehicles, ATV, UTV, golf carts, are permitted to travel all of the streets within the city, including crossing of Highway 151 at Old Dubuque Road, with the exclusion that you cannot travel on the road for the portion of 64 that goes under Highway 151, is that correct?
So my understanding is that a two-lane highway that runs through city limits, the city can provide permission to travel on, but because we have jurisdiction issues on 64 where there's sections including underneath 151 that are outside city limits, we can't provide permission for travel there. Again, under that interpretation, I don't know how that would work, if that would fall to the county, but yeah, this would allow travel on all city streets within city limits. You could cross 151. There's state code says, nobody can travel on 151, but it does permit for two-lane highways, assuming that the local jurisdiction allows that.
So in reality, the only access they have coming from the east is crossing 151 to get into downtown.
From the city's jurisdiction, yes.
Yes.
If again, I think
Coming from
it would
where?
require
From the east.
Yeah.
other
From the
approval
east,
to
but
use
I
that
mean-
section of 64.
Yeah, but
They would have to go all the back roads and then come into town.
Which at some point, maybe that would open up and we could add the 3rd Street 64.
well, either that or bring it into city limits.
Yeah, I mean, if we change
Annex
city
it.
limits, I'd have the ability to do that.
Now, that same would apply to snowmobiles?
Snowmobiles, under this ordinance, we really didn't change anything other than separating it out from the ATVs, and so, they're really not permitted except when there's an unplowed street.
Okay.
So, for a few hours, or, unless we get a major blizzard, that everything's out for a couple days into that situation, you could ride your snowmobile on the unplowed city street, but once it's plowed, even once, if there's still, a little bit,
You
wouldn't be
can,
able to run that.
you can go faster on a snowmobile than in a car. You can go 35 miles an hour. And in a car is 25.
Any further discussion? But it's a roll vote.
Betty? Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rod,
Yes.
Cody.
Yes.
8.0 public safety.
Thanks, Bobby.
8.1 motion to approve the renewal of beer and liquor license done. 9.0 public works done. 10.0 finance. 10.1 discussion possible action on resolution to transfer a full-time employee Dave Carson to wastewater department.
Move to approve.
Second.
First by Kay, second by John.
Dave?
Yes.
Before we allow this to go to vote, I just want confirmation from you that this is your choice. You're making it under no duress of any sort.
No, this
and
is my
you'll be-
choice.
You'll be good with this.
Yeah, I think I'm a good fit down there.
You don't anticipate an opinion change or a change of heart in the
No.
future.
No.
Good enough. Thank you.
Any further discussion? It too is a roll vote.
Rich,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rod,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dan,
Thank you.
thanks for coming.
10.2, discussion and possible action on resolution approving the hiring and setting salaries of seasonal part-time employees for the Anamosa Aqua Court and the Parks Maintenance Department for the upcoming season.
Move to approve.
Second.
First by Benny, second by Rod.
Can I make a comment here?
Yeah,
Because I'm assuming that the rate for the pool manager is wrong on the resolution. Since on the sheet before it, it has it $11 for Sydney Barnes,
Oh, I'm sorry, that
and
was a
then
typo.
on the resolution, it's at 10.
I will correct that, you can pass it with that correction.
Thanks for pointing that out.
So she needs to amend her motion.
Would you like to amend that?
Yep.
motion?
I move to approve pending
With the
Sydney Barnes correction to be $11 an hour.
Rod,
Yes.
I didn't notice that, but I noticed the question mark for the years of lifeguarding for Gabe. I was like, how many years has Gabe done that?
yeah, he didn't have a year on there from the previous, so I didn't do it.
it's a roll vote.
Kay,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rod,
Yes.
Uh,
Cody,
Yes.
Betty,
Yep.
Rich.
Yes.
11.0, city administrators report.
The only thing that comes to mind is, we got a permit from the DNR for the wastewater treatment project, phosphorus removal, so that is continuing to move forward. Work on the website and, including the credit debit card payment processing, those are both moving forward. That's all I've got.
Can you walk us through quick why and how we had to write a $306,000 hand check?
I guess the long, I'll try to. The, insurance renewal was due, it started at the first of this month, and, it should have been on our bills for the last meeting in March, so you guys could approve that before it was written. It wasn't brought to us until after that meeting, and so I mean, I, again, made clear that we want it by March 15th in the future years, or at least, you know, by,
Cause I'll have to say, the ball got dropped, and I'm pretty upset that we just randomly had to hand write
we
a
discussed waiting, but
$300,000 check.
we discussed waiting for approval because of the large amount. The reason we sided with signing it was, if we had a situation, where.
We don't wanna lapse in
April
coverage.
5th.
Yeah.
April 5th, you know, or, you know, tonight a tornado comes through
Right.
town and we don't have coverage,
And,
this wouldn't play out.
and I
so
mean,
well.
it's no surprise after however many years the city has been in existence and we've needed insurance that somebody dropped the ball. And
Well, there's a
I just
couple-
wanna make sure that it wasn't our end
Is
dropping
it
the ball.
budgeted? We had budgeted to write that check, whether it was a handwritten check or we approved it from
I
before,
mean,
right?
we
Well,
budgeted for
Okay.
insurance.
We budget it except for it goes against our policy of
Right.
handwritten checks.
Right,
So we could have, with notice, had a meeting on Thursday to approve it. You know, we could have gotten everybody together or had enough in the quorum to approve it without go into a handwritten check scenario. But it does violate the policy we put in place, which I have a problem with. But
Well, that and why did they just come up with it days before it was due? Do they not send notice, or is that something we're supposed to just send a check off, or?
I can't really answer that question very well. I know they've reached out. I think the week before that we actually ended up meeting, and I was gone the majority of that week for IMMI, so I couldn't meet. And then when we met that after the next week, that's when they provided the renewal and the invoice. And so I mean, ideally, they, you know, we should have received it in advance, even if we couldn't meet. But
Correct.
Some of that might be due to the fact that Weirs has
Change in
changed
I mean, there is
hands, and so I
transition, too.
think it's probably a,
Well, them not being
Communication.
organized does not make it a me
no, I'm
problem.
not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that as an excuse, but that probably
Right.
played into that.
Well, they should realize to be a $300,000 payment, I'd be pretty damn organized. I don't know if they have a lot of clients our size, but
well, they've got the school, or they did have them, right?
yeah, I don't wanna see problems like this again. Okay,
That was everything you had.
yep, that's all I thought, unless there's other questions.
Any further questions? 12.0 Mayor and Council reports on boards and commissions.
Well, landfill, Dale and I went, big thing is recyclables. They gotta raise the amount, cause there's one carrier here in town that evidently has picked up some towns out of Jones County. And how do you prove who's recyclables? Jake said they went from what, 5 loads a month to 15 or 60.
Oh, wow.
So,
Recyclables are worth nothing, they've got so many everywhere. So we voted to put a ban not to bring them in from another county, but how are you gonna prove if they pick up, well, it was Mount Vernon and Springville, let's say that they could pick up Mount Vernon, come through, get Martell, and have some of ours, some other counties, but if we're getting 10 extra loads, we had to raise the rate, what, $15 a ton, that'll come close to paying the fee.
because we're losing money every month
Yeah,
on,
about almost
recyclables.
$1,000 last month, after this entity started bringing in other counties, cause it's cheaper than county. So maybe this
So
will,
Everybody's rates will probably be going up.
it, over a month, I mean, it really is not a lot. We got Frazier, and he said, oh, that isn't, cause they don't, he says, maybe ton or two a month total for them. They don't have a lot, you know, but it's just a problem. And emergency management wasn't one. 911 is getting a new system. They're still talking for better communications for all the emergencies, fire, ambulance, police, sheriff. To get better, everything will work. Give you an idea, I guess. If it gets set up right, a cell phone, they can see what room you're in the house. It'll pick it up if they can get it all, and again, not cheap, but they're working on it, which is a safety thing, so hopefully work. That's it.
Anybody else? 13.0 Public with business with the council on items not on the agenda. What? Oh, 14.0 adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
First by Rich, second by John. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Aye. Yeah, whatever.
Yes, whatever.
You guys did well, I'll have to try this again. Another game.